All right, let's go ahead. We're going to come to a complete stop here, and then I'm going to activate FSD, full self-driving. Let's see how it does. So driving in the Midwest, and it's 3 o'clock on a Sunday. Traffic shouldn't be too bad, but just in case, I am ready to take over if I need to. Now, I am wearing sunglasses, black sunglasses, and although I am new to Teslas and FSD, I have noticed that, sorry, I was just looking at where's the train tracks. I have noticed that it does tell me to pay attention if I'm wearing sunglasses, even though I am paying attention. There's a dash cam right here that's always watching me, since it is full self-driving supervised. But so right off the bat, we have a truck on the right-hand side here. It's going to go ahead and take it right here. We're going to go ahead and merge onto the highway. Now, the mode I have is standard mode, which, you know, it's more of it's between chill and hurry. I don't like hurry. There's way too many lane changes. It's just unnecessary, and I feel like it makes people mad on the road. So standard is nice. They'll still do lane changes. They'll still speed, but it's not crazy fast. So we're going to go ahead and merge on the highway here. And if at any moment I need to, I can always take over by just grabbing the steering wheel, turning off FSD. All right, so the commute to Home Depot today, 19 minutes. It was about 13 miles. I left at 68%, and it's estimating to arrive at 64%. And right there, it is telling me to apply slight movement to the steering wheel to make sure that I am still awake and can take over if needed. So there's a sign that you can't see, but the lane that I was just in, it ends in 3/4 of a mile. So it went ahead and turned into the left lane there. And if there's a lot of cabin noise, I apologize. My microphone picks up a lot of ambient noise. But something that's nice with the 2026 Juniper, which is what this is that it does have a lot more like sound dampening inside the vehicle, is what I've read. Now, this is my first Tesla. And I've only driven a Tesla back in 2018 other than the test drive for this vehicle. So a lot has changed since then. All right, I'm gonna have my hands ready. So we're coming up on some construction here. And based on doing this commute quite often, people are crazy here on this road. Believe it or not, Iowa drivers are pretty crappy. Slower paced, but terrible drivers. The car is slowing down to adjust with the traffic speed that's in front of me here. Now in 2 miles, I do need it to be in the left lane to continue to Des Moines. Now when will it turn to the left lane? I guess we'll have to find out. If you're a Tesla driver or might be a Tesla driver in the future, go ahead and ask some questions in the comments. There we go. It's turning left to get in the left lane. What kind of questions do you have? What are some tips that I should know? I'm a new driver. I've had this vehicle since June, so only a few months. It's August, so only a few months here. There's a lot to learn. I'm learning something new every day. So yeah, go ahead and give me your tips in the comments. I'd love to hear about them. The speed limit here is 65 miles an hour, and I'm going 72 miles an hour. I have about a 10% difference when it comes to speed, so I shouldn't go more than 10% more than the posted speed limit to play it safe. Now, interesting move though that I wanted to go into the right lane. I do know that for the standard mode for full self-driving, so there's chill, standard, and hurry. The standard usually stays in the middle of the lane as much as possible, while the hurry is always in the left lane. So I think that's why it went back to this lane. But here in 0.5 miles, I have to be in the left lane. So I wonder if it's going to, there we go, starting to turn now. And if you're curious, you can go ahead and take a look at the cameras here. No one to my left, no one to my right, and there is a vehicle behind me. All right, so let's see here. It's saying 45 miles an hour for this off ramp here. I'm going 65. Now, is it going to slow down? No. So it's gonna be very interesting to see this vehicle and how it handles full self-driving in Iowa when we get those crazy winter storms. Very interested to see how it handles that. But it's going 56 miles an hour right now. It's still saying 65 here. And we're gonna go ahead and merge onto the highway off this ramp. Interesting choice going into the left lane here, which is the middle lane. You know, this is my first EV ever, and I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a vehicle in front of me that is just flooring it, not really going anywhere, but making a bunch of noise. You know, what I've noticed with driving this Tesla is that it doesn't matter how fast or slow I go, it doesn't make any engine noise. Obviously, there's no engine, but that's something that I didn't really think about. That's a nice quality of life. It's not obnoxious, if that makes sense. I'm a very practical driver. I drive for commute, you know, and I don't need a vehicle that yells at you when you give it gas. I like the more quiet vehicles, which obviously is an EV. It's not going to have an engine. But this vehicle doesn't have that much cabin noise at all. It's very easy to have a conversation with somebody in the passenger seat here. So we're going to continue here for 2 miles. Now traffic's not too bad. I've seen it much worse. I'll make sure to do a video when it's bumper to bumper so you can see how stress-free it is when the car drives itself in bumper to bumper traffic. And yes, even though I'm in Iowa, we do get it very often, especially during rush hour. All right, I'm at 66% battery here for the state of charge. It's estimating that I'm going to arrive here in 12 minutes, 6.4 miles, with 64% state of charge. And I do want to point out that it is 97 degrees out right now, so very, very toasty here in Iowa. So the AC is on. I have it set for 72, which I know for a lot they find that very, very warm. I find it comfortable. Now I do want to point something out that you're not going to hear in this video, but it's very difficult to record videos with the AC under 70 miles an hour and 70 degrees and set for auto. Reason being, the AC, while very good, is very loud. Looks like it's wanting to go to the right lane here. I have to exit here in 0.7 miles. It's going to go ahead and slow down because the vehicle in front slowed down, and I do have a vehicle right on my tail, right behind me. I am very surprised though. It's a very sunny day, and I'm wearing black sunglasses. I've been looking all around, and it has not told me in quite a while that I need to pay attention or touch the steering wheel. So that's very, very nice to see. All right, coming up on the exit here, exit 9. Flawless, love it. "45 miles an hour is what this ramp is saying. And to be completely honest with you, a lot of times I drive without full self-driving because the vehicle is just very, very, very fun to drive. When I'm tired after a long day, that's when I do FSD. I fly through this area right here. Don't tell my insurance company though, please. I'm just now looking down here at the odometer, right? And it says 2,848 miles. In 2 months, I've put almost 3,000 miles on this thing. That's crazy. I just love it that much. I don't usually drive that much, but this vehicle, especially with me getting free charging at work, I like to put miles on it. It's very, very fun. I have not touched the steering wheel other than right at the beginning since starting this trip. And it is a green light. It's going to follow right behind the car in front of me. All right, so right up here, it's interesting to see how it's going to handle. So there is a double turn left lane here. Once in a while, I'm going to have my hands ready, because once in a while it doesn't stay in its lane, and I don't want to cause an accident. Fairly confident it won't cause an accident, especially if there's a vehicle to my right. But it should stay in the closest left lane here, and I'm ready to intervene if needed. And it did a pretty good job there. We may see some, now that we're getting into the city here in residential areas, we may see some bumper to bumper here. So you can kind of see, just imagine a stressful day and you're not wanting to drive. Driving is the last thing you want to do. Just let the vehicle drive for you. What I've noticed is that I'm not as tired. It's not as stressful on your mind. Sure, you still have to pay attention. This doesn't mean you can take a nap. This doesn't mean you can start texting your friends or watch Netflix or something like that. That's not what that means. It just means that you don't have to critically think 900,000% of the time and brake, go, brake, go, brake, go. Well, I guess with EVs, you don't hardly ever brake, but you don't have to worry about that. Now, you still have to pay attention. It is full self-driving, but it's supervised full self-driving. If you are not supervising it, it will not let you drive it. I promise you that. All right, so the far left lane ends. I really hope it doesn't go in the far left lane here. That would be kind of awkward. But I'm following this, according to Tesla here, it's an unnamed road. I'm following it for 3.4 more miles here. Speed limit is 35, and I'm currently going 39 miles, 40 miles an hour. If you take a look at the state of charge estimate when I park at Home Depot there, it now says 65%. It did say 64%. So it's already adjusted and predicting that I'm going to save an extra percent. We have a vehicle in front of us stopping here. All right, or not. All right, so I do want to point out, though, that full self-driving is not flawless. Not by a long shot. I love it. Do not get me wrong. It's worth every penny. But I have had to intervene quite a few times. And one time, I was stranded in the middle of an intersection because of it. My left lane had a red light, but if you were going straight, it was a green light, and it thought that I could turn left. Well, my left turning lane was still red. It pulled out. I intervened. I stopped. I was getting ready to reverse back into where I was supposed to be, but some yahoos behind me pulled up, and I couldn't go anywhere. So it was very awkward. I had to break the law and just go. Luckily, nobody got hurt. Nobody caused an accident, but that's just one instance. You have to be ready to take over. And I was within about a second, but that was 1 second too late. Now, I do want to show you something. What's really nice, you might not be able to see it, but I'm going to initiate a lane change. This is me doing that. I turned on that blinker. It will do it. It'll go for me. So that's really nice if you want to force it to lane change due to whatever reason. You see something on the road, whatever it may be. You can force it to lane change. Now, it might, depending on the route, it might go right back to the lane you were in. But that's just a nice quality of life feature too, that you don't have to 100% follow what FSD is doing. You can change lanes if you wish, and it will use its camera system to do it safely for you. So if you want to take a look here, speed limit is 40 miles an hour. I'm currently going 44 miles an hour. That's because that's that 10% offset. So I will go 10% over the posted speed limit. So that helps avoid tickets. I mean, you can still technically get a ticket, but it just helps, reinforce that assurance that you're not accidentally speeding, because it is very, very easy. If you are manually driving this vehicle, it is very easy to accidentally speed. And it does say 44 miles an hour max. So it will not go, unless I force it to, it will not go faster than that during this trip. All right, we have a bit of a scary intersection coming up. There's a lot of lights. I'm getting ready to intervene if I have to, but I am not kidding you. Every time that I am on this intersection, either coming this way or coming back, I always get in an accident. Now, it's mostly me driving it manually, so you could blame me for it, but we will see what happens here. Usually it's during rush hour as well. This is not rush hour. It's 3:23 p.m. on a Sunday. So it's getting there, but not quite rush hour. So it's handling it very well. That was number one. Number two is coming up here. This part's scary also. Now that was a bit of a harsh stop there. Unsure why it didn't creep up to it, even though it knew for a while that the vehicle in front of me, this Nissan Sentra, was stopped. It did just come up and kind of not slam on the brakes, but did it more aggressively than I am used to with full self-driving. And I am still surprised that it hasn't yelled at me for not paying attention. I'm looking all over the place. I'm looking at my dash here, and I am wearing black sunglasses, which are notorious, especially these ones, for causing full self-driving to think that I am not paying attention, because this camera here cannot see my eyes, so it thinks that I am not paying attention. All right, 0.8 miles here until I turn right on unnamed road. It's a bit of an easy trip here. Usually it's a lot more stop and go. I usually hit every red light coming this way, so kind of a weird situation that I'm not doing that. This van is stopping in front of me, so my car is slowing down, and it is continuing. There are my FSD settings if you're curious. I don't have actually Smart Summon on because I don't use it, although I should. It's kind of cool. I don't use it. It uses a lot of battery on standby when I'm not using it, so I don't have that activated there. And I am currently running the most up-to-date FSD, which is 13.29. All right, interesting here. It's wanting to turn right here. Unsure why. Oh, I'm at Home Depot. Look at that. I would say that it did a very, very good job. This is a yield here. And it is yielding, doing a very good job. There's a car to my left, another car to my left. And here we go. It's turning right here into the parking lot. And I almost just hit a curb. Not sure where it's going. I'm pretty far away, but here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take over now. Thank you for watching. If you're liking videos like this, kind of like a nice little in the background FSD entertainment, be sure to subscribe. If you have any questions regarding Teslas or FSD or anything like that, or just driving in the Midwest, let me know. But anyway, thanks.